the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Puerto Ricans are the Israelites. He was the only man that really started teaching that. You know, I mean, you had other guys before him that had brought out some information on Israel, but they were only hinting towards the so-called Negroes. When this man came on the scene, Abba Bivens, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he said that the so-called Negroes, the West Indians, the so-called Indians, and the so-called Indians among the Boricua and Taino Indians, you know, of Negro and Indian descent, were Israelites. He started waking us back up to the truth. All right. So it says, "Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse." So that was the beginning of it. Now, when the Lord got upon that man to bring us back up, then let's go from there to the book of Zephaniah 3 and 9, because one of the main things that we had to learn was because we lost everything. It tells you in Jeremiah 17 and 4 that we were discontinued from our heritage. So when he came and he brought us back to the knowledge of who we were, then the Lord said this, Zephaniah 3 and 9, "For then will I turn to the people." Matter of fact, let me start at 8. "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, unto the day that I rise up to the prey." And the day that the Lord rises up to the prey, which is Esau and the other nations, is talking about at the end days, the day of the Lord, which we read about that Elijah would come before the day of the Lord. It says, "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." So just before the Most High does this, you know, in the midst of him gathering all these nations, which in the Hebrew is called Armageddon, he says, "For then," at this time when he's doing this, "for then will I turn to the people of pure language." And what is that pure language? Lashawan Kodash, which is the ancient Hebrew, which they called today they call Paleo Hebrew, which the word paleo means old. Right? It says, "For then will I turn to the people of pure language." So why is the Most High going to turn to pure language? "That they may call upon the name of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to serve him with one consent." Why? Because the Lord had to set everything in motion for us to be able to get that name back. And the reason why we had to get that name back was because we had lost that name. All right, but now it's coming back. It's coming back to our remembrance. So the Lord is revealing his name and his son's name to us, so that we may call upon that name before he comes back, so that he can deliver us. All right, now I'm going to go from there to the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter and the 17th verse. Isaiah chapter 19 verse 17 and 18. "And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Every one that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against it. And that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt," which the land of Egypt is America, "speak the language of Canaan." Now what was the language of Canaan? It was our old language, the Lashwan Kodash, that we were speaking while we were in the land of Canaan. "And swear to the Lord of hosts, one shall be called the city of destruction." All right, and that's the reason why you have a lot of brothers today calling themselves by Hebrew names. All right, now let's go real quick just to prove that point to Isaiah 44 and verse 1 to 5. It says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob my servant, and thou Jeshurun whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and that water is this knowledge, and floods upon the dry ground." Because that's why the Lord poured this knowledge upon us, so that we can be awoken up now, so that we can teach this word and condemn this kingdom and condemn those that don't want to turn back to the Most High. And so when the Most High come and destroy this place, nobody has an excuse. That's why Yahweh said, "Now are they without excuse," because he came. If he had not come, then they would have had a cloak for an excuse. But now they don't have no excuse, because Yahweh came, and Yahweh raised us back up. Now we're out there teaching, so these people don't have no excuse. "I will pour out my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass." And you see that when you plant grass starts springing up a little bit at a little here, a little there, and finally it just blossoms. as willows by the water courses. And that's what's happening now. You had one camp open up here, one camp open up there in different states. Now they're in different countries, man. There's so many camps out there, it's hard to keep track of every one of them. As willows by the water courses, one shall say, I am the Lord's. And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. That's why you have a lot of different brothers taking on different names. Some brothers call themselves Yasha Allah. Some brothers call themselves all different types of names, all different Hebrew names. Why? Because the Lord turned us back to a pure language. Now we're seeking back after him, and we're getting that our identity back, so to speak. Now let's go from there to the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 4. And this is the reason why these devils put all this other information out there, so that brothers couldn't find it out, because they didn't see, they counted on their mischief and on their wickedness to be hidden. They didn't count on the Most High peeling back that veil and showing us the way and the truth. That's why they can't get it. And that's why these niggas out here that trust wholeheartedly in Esau, when we tell them what the name of the Most High and Yahweh Shai is, they don't believe it. But that's all right. They don't have to believe it. Let them keep going down the route that they're going. Don't worry about them. The Most High going to take, we'll see them in the kingdom, bottom line. Proverbs 30 and 4. Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? So you have to know the Most High's name and Yahweh Shai's name. Alright? Now, gonna go from there just to prove the language that the Lord spoke. And it wasn't no damn Aramaic. Acts 26, 13 to 15. I did a show on this, and I showed you that the word Hebrew there is not Aramaic. Acts 26:13. At midday, O king, I saw on the way a light from heaven, above the brightness of the sun, shining round about me and them which journeyed with me. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me, and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And I said, Who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am Yahweh Shai, whom thou persecutest. Alright, so that's letting you know that Yahweh Shai spoke the Hebrew tongue. Now let's go from there to the book of Exodus, because Moses asked the Most High what his name was. See, what you got to understand is that name is very important. That's why when we read in the book of Proverbs, it said what? It said, what is his name and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? Why? Because the majority of the people were not going to know. And for a long time, those names were hidden. And now those names are being made manifest again. This is Exodus chapter 3 and verse 13. Alright. It says, And Moses said unto the Most High, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The power of your fathers has sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What should I say unto them? And the Most High said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am has sent me. Now when you look at this word I am in the Hebrew, the word there is Ahaya, right? That word is in the Hebrew, right? But that's not the Most High's name. He's just basically saying, look, I am sent. Tell him that I am have sent you. Not meaning me. I tell him I sent you, right? And then he goes on. Then he goes on further. He didn't say that I am was his name. He said that I am sent you, right? Now he said this, and the Most High said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, The Lord power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. So now it says here, and the Most High said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, The Lord, Yahweh, God of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. So what's the name of the Most High? Where it says here, Lord, well, this is the book of Exodus 3 and 13 to 15, right? It's the 15th verse. And when you scroll down to where it says the Lord, you go here, what do you see there? Yahweh. Alright? That's the Most High's name, Yahweh. Now, check this out here. They have a pronunciation here, right? Now I want to show you this real quick. This is what how this guy pronounces it in here, right? Listen up.
Strong's H 3068. Yehovah. Yehovah.
Right, so he said Yehovah, right, which is close, but it's not the Most High's name, right? So now, before I go any further, I want to go into this book real quick called, this is James Adair, History of the Indians, on page 20, right? Argument number 2. It says, by a strict, permanent, divine precept, the Hebrew nation were ordered to worship at Jerusalem, Jehovah, the true and living God, and who by the Indians is stilled Yehovah. See, Yehovah, which is close. This is close to the Most High's name, which the 72 interpreters, either from ignorance or superstition, have translated Adonai, and is the very same as a Greek kurios signifying Sir or Lord or Master, which is commonly applied to earthly potentates without the least signification of or relation to the most great and awful name. It says the ancient heathens, it is well known, worship the plurality of gods, which is a pantheon, gods which they form to themselves according to their own liking, as various as the countries they inhabited, and as numerous with some as the days of the year. So they had, some of them had 360 gods or more. Alright, but just the main point is that the Gadites that were here, they pronounced the name of the Most High Yehovah, which is close to the Most High's name, right? Which is Yahweh. Now check this out. This is what this guy says here. I'm gonna read.
Strong's H 3068. Yehovah. Yehovah.
Now we know that the V wasn't in the Hebrew, so that would be a Wa. So now the root word etymology of that word, because here it says, it should say Yahweh, but it says Jehovah, the existing one, the proper name of the one true power, unpronounced except with the vowel pointings of 0136. So this word here goes back to this root word etymology from this word here, which is in 1961, right? And this word here means to be, become, to be, exist, happen, fall out. Remember, the Most High's name is He to be, right? Now this is one of the root words it comes from. Now when you play this,
Strong's H 1961. Hayah.
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 See, Hayah. So he's getting closer to the meaning of the Most High, to the name of the Most High, right? Now when you go one more, the root word etymology, a primitive root, and then it says compared 1933. Now let's see what this says here.
Strong's H 1933. Hava. Hava.
So we know that there's no V in the Hebrew, so really what should it be? Hawa. Hawa. So what's the Most High's name? Yahweh. What did the Gadites pronounce his name as? Yehovah. But then you had the Ephraimites in the Taino language, they pronounce his name Yahya. Right? Then when you go into the book of Psalms, in the book of Psalms, there's certain places where the name of the Most High is pronounced Yah. You know, it was a shortened form of the Most High's name. So if you put it all together, Yah.
Strong's H 3050. Yah. Strong's H 1933. Hava. Yah. Hava. Yah. Hava. Yah. Hava. Yah. Hava. Yah. Hava. Yah. Hava.
They'll have their Hava, but we know there's no V in the Hebrew. It would be Yahweh. Yahweh. That's the Most High's name. And here it means to fall, right? But it also means to be, become, exist, happen. So the Most High's name, Yahweh, Yah is He, and Hawa is to be. That's the Most High's name. Okay? Now, let's go from there. Let's go to the book of Exodus, the 6th chapter, and Exodus 6 and 1 to 3. It says, the Lord said unto Moses, now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. And the Most High spake unto Moses, and said unto him, I am Yahweh, or the Lord. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of the Most High Almighty, which is Alashadja. But by my name Yahweh, they have Jehovah here, but by my name Yahweh was I not known to them. But not that he wasn't known to them, that he wasn't well known to them. Alright, and there's another, if you brothers watch the rest of the Hebrew shows on here, I'm not sure exactly which one it is. I go into the breakdown of where it says known to them is really is well known. So it says here what? But by my name Yahweh